Alara Thorne was a curator of the strange and forgotten. She sought out objects burdened with history, but even she felt a prickle of unease when she discovered the mirror in a dimly lit, dusty auction house. It was ancient, framed and heavy, petrified oak and bordered by itself, the auctioneer, tarnished silver that bore a faint green patina, a verdigris haze that seemed to cling to the glass, called it / the Viridian glass / and the price was suspiciously low, the old man who sold it offered a single cryptic warning as Alara paid. It doesn't show what is. It shows what wants to be, treat it like a sleeping thing. Madam, cover it at dusk. And never look too long, a glance is curiosity. But a gaze is an invitation. Alara, a rational woman of the 21st century, dismissed this as romantic nonsense, designed to inflate the object's mysterious appeal, She hung the heavy mirror in her grand, otherwise brightly lit drawing room, where it instantly became the room's brooding center for the first few days. She was careful she would catch her reflection as she passed, a quick, fleeting glimpse, and it seemed normal, if slightly flatter and less colorful than usual, The glass itself always felt unnervingly cold to the touch, no matter the ambient temperature, but curiosity is a persistent disease. On the fourth evening, she poured herself a glass of wine and stood before the mirror. Deliberately, she studied her face, her slight frown, the fatigue under her eyes. She stared for a full minute, inviting the gaze, and then she saw it wasn't a monster or a gal. The reflection was undeniably hers, but perfected. The lines of fatigue were gone, the frown replaced by an unsettling, serene half-smile, but the eyes were wrong. They were colder, predatory, and held a glint of absolute, unyielding malice that Alara had never possessed. She pulled back, startled, knocking her wine glass onto the thick rug. When she looked again, the reflection was back to her normal, slightly tired self. Must be the low light, she reasoned, or the residual wine over the next week. The obsession took hold, Alara found herself drawn to the mirror, needing to consult the other self, the perfected, terrible version of her own image. Like and subscribe to watch the next part. The rule the old man gave her, never look too long, was shattered every time she stood before the Viridian glass. Each day, the malicious reflection took less time to emerge and stayed visible for longer. It was mesmerizing, frightening, and darkly beautiful. One night, exhausted and feeling inexplicably weak, she forgot the most crucial rule, cover it at dusk. She fell asleep in her armchair, leaving the mirror entirely exposed to the moonlight streaming through the window. Alara awoke in the dead of night to a sound she couldn't place, a soft scraping sound, like linen being drawn across glass. The air in the room was glacial. She sat up, heart pounding, and looked toward the Viridian glass. Like and subscribe to watch the next part.